So the stop axe is one of those meme weapons that you'll use thinking it's funny and that you're using a gray weapon with a stop sign on it, and it is pretty funny. But this gun can actually obliterate if you perk it right and if you run the right build. So as you can see in the background, I am in, I believe, a 50 zone. I also have 100 zone footage, and I am one-shotting huskies, and I am two-shotting mist monsters, which is very OP for a gray weapon that's power level 29. So yeah, as you can see right there, I just two-shot a blaster. So that's insane. And then I'm mowing through these crowds. Now I do have a build, a hero build that I'm using that makes it to where this thing obliterates, and I'll show you that as that build later in the video. But this weapon can go from just a meme weapon that you use for fun to being a legitimately good choice for early game. Because once you perk this thing right and get a couple heroes on your team, then you're basically good. I have a build of 9 hero. I have a full hero loadout, but you don't particularly need all of them. I think you only need 3 of them. So don't worry if you're early game and you don't have all of them. You only need 2 of them to put this weapon as a pretty good starter weapon. And also, you're gonna have to like Ninja if you want to run this build, because if you don't play Ninja, you can't really run this build. Now, as you can see, I do have a Baron in my head. That Baron is just for running faster, because you can put movement perks on it and it makes it run faster. You guys probably know about the Baron by now, but I'm not using that, as you can see. So, I'm just gonna let this gameplay play, and I'll kind of talk you through it as we go. So, I'm one-shotting every single basic infantry in this 50 zone, right? And I have nobody on my team, so I'm not getting any offense boost at all. Okay, so 0 offense, and because I'm in a game solo. Now this is the 100 power level zone. So the reason I'm not one-shotting some of these husks is because in a couple seconds you'll see it. There is a so this is when she comes in. There is a healer zombie that just came into the group. So now I can't do much damage unless I kill that healer zombie. And the healer zombie are the ones that look like lobbers, and then they have a healing pulse. So I put them in a slow field. I tried killing her, so I had to use some abilities to get through that shielder that she had. And there was so many of them hoarding me that I was getting scared I was going to die. So I kept going for the healers. And then they really were trying to, they were really trying. So after I killed the healer, in between pulses I could get a couple hits off. So that's when I broke the shielder, which made this a lot easier. And now all the medic husks are dead. So I'm getting a lot of zombies hitting me, but I am doing very, very good damage to the normal infantry and the big boy husks, the huskies I believe they're called. They're not dying. And I got knocked there because the taker was just obliterating me. And then I'll start walking in the other direction. That's what happens when you get knocked during a encampment. And then I respawn. Then I just get the job done. As you can see, I'm two-shotting husks. And I am, I believe, three-shotting by the way, these are normal element, and then the ice husks are taking a lot more hits because I don't have an element on a stop axe, because that's not an option. But I'm still doing really good damage for a gray weapon that's power level 28 in a 100 zone with no boosts. So I think this gun is very, I think this axe is very good, as long as you know how to use it. Now I'm going to move on to the build and perks. I'm going to have to stay by because this is a live recording, and then the other one was recorded when I was actually on there. So bye-bye for now. Yeah. So here we have the hero build I was using. And this hero build consists of Paleo Luna to make your melee weapon do more damage, Blast from the Past so that you have a lot more health, which contributes to Paleo Luna, Assassination just so that we can do a little bit more damage from stacking that, Corrosive Strikes just to do some affliction to snare them as well, which is going to, it's basically just going to make them kind of die over time, and they're kind of stunned. Since you're in focus, this contributes to blast in the past, so you kind of need to have at least 2. You're good to change these out, just don't use Rex, because he requires you to be using a ranged weapon, and that's not going to work out very well since you're using a stop axe. Wall shield is pretty regen energy. That's pretty helpful if you're playing ninja, like you basically have to, so you could use your abilities more often. Sub wafers, this is just, it gives you sub wafers. If you harvest metal, you have a 30% chance, and it increases your damage and melee attack speed. So melee attack speed, pretty simple. Other than Syrian hide, just so that when your shield is plated, which you have blast from the past, so it always will be. It'll increase your armor by 33. Now, the actual perks we're going to be running on the stop axe are going to be, so I ran attack speed. It's interchangeable with damage or crit damage. This gun has a critical chance of 25, so you don't really need a crit rating. It gives you that gets you up to 50% crit chance. I mean 45%. So you'll basically be getting a crit every 2 hits, percentage-wise. I don't think that's necessary though. I think you should go for damage now. If you go for damage, your hits will be, as you guys can see in the 100 zone. Those hits on those large huskies will be doing about half their health. So it'll be 2 shining big huskies instead of taking a lot more hits than it should. Crit damage though, if you want crit damage and get it God roll crit damage could hit I think 150k per hit if you crit. So if you want a really broken crit hit and go for crit damage, this gun can only have 1 perk, so you gotta make that 1 perk count. So I would recommend going either crit damage, or if you're just trying to mow through a ton of husks and zombies, go for attack speed. And keep in mind, this is not a god roll one, and it's maxed out power level wise, so it really just depends on preference. And keep in mind, I was running these solo, so if you have a full team of like max power level and you're in like a 140 zone, you'll probably be doing like 3-shot to normal husks, 6-shot to big huskies. If you're like running blue perks, if you have a maxed out crit damage full squad of people and you're running the same character build, then you should be critting, I believe somewhere 200k-ish. I don't know the exact math for that, but I believe 200k would, because we're going off of 4 people on your team, so you're boosting you're boosting some of your stats, because if you go up here, it'll boost your offense, which matters. So since you're boosting your offense, I think you'll be doing more damage. I'm not sure how much. I'm not completely qualified to talk about this. There's other videos about how all of that works, but that's about all of it for the stop axe. And maybe sometime soon I will also make a video about the. I was gonna make a video about these, but no, since you can't really perk these. The breacher. I was gonna make a perk video about the ruler sword, that piston, I pronounce it, and then the breacher, but I can't because you can't put perks on them. I mean, I could still make a video showing like what build I would use, but I mean for the breacher I would just use this Rescue Trooper Ramirez build. And then for the ruler sword I would probably use my paleo build that I used for this video, and then the pistol build I would probably use an Outlander build. But that's about all I have for this video. I'm going to let my video last for 2 more seconds. Bye.